right, well, I want to break down the rest of the welterweight division with you. I mentioned this on social media. When I look at 147 and the future of the division, I look at you, obviously, and then I look at a young man from down in Texas, Virgil Ortiz. He just came off of a win over Maurice Hooker. What did you take away from that performance? And do you feel that you guys are destined to be on a collision course down the line?
Well, I actually didn't get to see the fight at all. But most definitely, we can make that fight happen. You know, like I always say, anywhere, anytime. All they gotta do is call. I'm hungry and I'm ready for any and everybody.
So what are your thoughts on the rest of the champions? I just want to go ahead and I'm going to throw out some names for you, and you can just kind of give me your analysis and your interpretation on them. First of all, Errol Spence Jr. What's your take on Errol?
Great fighter, great champion.
What about Terrence Crawford?
Definitely great fighter. Two great fighters. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, great fighters.
Does that fight in your mind ever happen? Do you think that fight happens? Crawford last week said, that fight the ship has sailed on that. Do you think that fight happens?
Between them or me and them?
Between those two guys, yeah.
Between those, hopefully it happened, but from the looks of things, I doubt that's probably gonna happen. And if it do happen, it's probably gonna happen at 54.
Okay, and you're a student of the game, so is that fight something that needs to happen for both of their legacies?
At the end of the day, they both got money, they both rich, and they 9 times out of 10, they probably ain't really worrying about each other. At the end of the day, it's for the fans, and if they want to make it happen, they're gonna make it happen for the fans.
Okay, so if I gave you a blank contract, the money's agreed to and everything, and it could be fill in the name. Who's next? Assuming you beat Sergey Lipinets April 10th on Showtime Championship Boxing, what name would you fill in there?
Not looking past Sergey Lipinets and me doing my thing on April 10th and getting that knockout. But anybody, whoever wants to sign that line, basically, I don't care. I'm just ready to be great and take on everybody in the weight division and take over this weight division. So whoever will want to sign that dotted line.
So would like a fight against like a Sean Porter and Ugas, a Jamal James, would those fights interest you?
Any and everybody. It don't matter. I don't care. I just want to fight, and that's what I love doing.
You're 26-0 with 24 knockouts. Where does that punching power come from? Because when you hit, you have heavy, heavy hands, and it's like, quite a bit of weight behind your shot. So where do those heavy hands come from?
I say my family. My dad he had a lot of knockouts as a professional boxer. My brothers both had a great amount of knockouts. So I'm gonna say my family and stuff like that.
The ring IQ as well. When you're fighting, I feel like you're processing information so fast, and you're about a step or a step and a half ahead of your opponents. Is your ring IQ, does that come from being around the sport since you were a little kid?
Yeah, the ring IQ it definitely comes around. It comes from being around the sports since I was a little kid. Growing up, I got to see both my brothers fight and my dad spar and other world champions and stuff like that. Demetrius Hopkins and Anthony Thompson. I got to see a lot of people growing up, and me just watching them growing up it also helped me in my fighting skills and style. So I'll say just being around the atmosphere at a young age, and I also train people too, so I get to see from the other side too. So
you train people, so helping people for fitness, or you train young fighters?
I work with young fighters. My dad fighters when I'm out of camp and my dad can't get to the gym, I'll go down there and help train my dad fighters and stuff like that. And
so you hold mitts and stuff?
Yeah, I hold mitts. I'll spar them. I make them do drill work, defense work. The same way that my dad taught me, I teach them. So that's probably why my IQ is very high like that. Because
you're constantly around boxing all the time. I feel like it's 24/7 for you.
Yeah, if I'm I'm in the gym, yeah, 24/7. You might as well say. It's days where I feel weird. If I miss the gym, I'd be like, I don't feel right. Like I have to be in the gym at least for like an hour or two, even if I'm
Mhm.
not in camp. I got to be in the gym, just being around. Like,
So are there times where, I mean, look, I think that's wonderful. And it's, the fact that you're so dedicated and passionate about boxing. I mean, there's no secret as to why you are where you are. But do you get a little burnt out sometimes when you're constantly doing it nonstop? Or you just like, man, I love this. This is my life.
no, I mean you can't get burnt out by something that you love, and I love this game, this sport, and it's hard to be somebody that love what they doing. And like I said, I've been around this game for a long time, and I just love being in the gym, being at fights, and watching the young fighters coming up in the amateurs, and watching the young fighters in the pros, and just stuff like that. Like I just love being around that atmosphere.
So you're an East Coast guy. A couple of weeks ago, we lost one of the all-time greats, marvelous Marvin Hagler. He retired before you were even born. And
Yeah.
what did Marvin mean to you? And watching YouTube fights of him and really paying attention to what he was like as a prize fighter. What did Marvin Hagler mean to you?
Well, I actually didn't really get to watch Margaret Havner like that, but the couple of fights that I seen, he switched back and forth, and that's one thing I like, and I like about his style. And he real aggressive at some like certain points and stuff. So I'd say just I took away like him being the aggressor and switching back and forth, I guess.
So when you switch back and forth, I mean, that's not an easy thing to do. Is it a feel thing with you? Is it like, okay, as you're in the ring and you're, of your mindset, now I'm going to switch, or is it just something that you just do and it just happens automatically?
I mean, it just for me, it's just natural. Like sometimes when I be fighting, I don't even be knowing when I be switching. I just be in the moment. It's like just natural for me.
So you're that dialed in with your focus that you just you just do it and you're like, I didn't even know I switched right now.
Yeah, I mean, I fight this the same way on both sides. The same power on both sides, the same speed on both sides. Is that's why I never know. Like,
So aside from boxing, I know you're big into the gym and stuff like that, but what do you like to do as hobbies and stuff? I mean, right now we're in the middle of March Madness. Did you watch any of the basketball games? Do you like watching the NBA, the NFL? What does Boots Ennis like to do on his off time?
just on the off time, just play basketball, football, chill with the family, bowling, shooting pool, watching basketball. Uh, yeah, I watched March Madness. One of my homies was actually in March Madness.
Who's that?
Uh, Makai Morris. He played for ACU. They uh
Okay.
they play they play UCLA yesterday, and then they beat Texas on I think Saturday.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did his thing.
Are you a
So I
big
just
music guy too? Like, well, when you're getting ready for your fights and stuff, what's in your, AirPods, your headphones?
I listen to Dirk, Baby, Lil Baby, uh, the Baby Meek, uh, Polo G, my two cousins, up and coming rappers, Nilo, and one band. I just listen to everybody, so it's just a bunch of different stuff.
All right. Well, assuming you can go ahead and handle your business April 10th against Sergey Lipinets, you're from Philadelphia. Have you thought about having a homecoming fight when you're a champion or close to being a champion? Has that ever entered your thought process?
Yeah, most definitely. I love fighting at home, and after I do my thing on April 10th, we're gonna try to get one fighting at home in probably July or at the end of the year. Hopefully we can make that happen because I love fighting at home. It's nothing like fighting at home. It's the best feeling ever. A great atmosphere and it's just a different type of like energy when you fighting at home.
In two of the four sanctioning bodies, you're ranked in the top 10. When you see your name there and you're like, I'm number 9 here, and I forgot, I know that you're in the top 10. I don't know exactly what your ranking is because it changes all the time, right? But is it like, okay, I'm getting closer to my final goal?
Most definitely, and I feel like I'm getting closer and closer each fight. And after this fight, I think probably one or two more fights, and I should be able to grab one of these belts and then unify the whole division, and then go up and then move to 54 and do the same thing at 54.
Okay, so you're telling me that your goal is to unify 147 and then go up to 54 and unify that division as well.
And then go to 60 and do the same thing.
So you want to unify in 3 divisions then is what you're telling me.
Yeah, 3, maybe 4. I'll try 68 if I can.
Okay, so you would be open even to going up to 168.
Yeah, but I know for a fact that I can go up to 60.
Well, that is unbelievable. And I mean, I wish you all the best, Jaron. And what do you want to tell? Right now you're at 47. Mm-hmm. How long do you anticipate being here in the welterweight division?
I'm going to be here until I grab all them belts. And then, like I said, move up and do the same thing at 54. I'm going to grab all the belts at 54, then move up 60. And if I can do that, if I can move up to 68, I'll do that at 68 too.
So what do you want to tell? What message do you have to the rest of the elite welterweights as you get ready for your matchup against Sergey Lipinets April 10th on Showtime Championship Boxing?
Just make sure y'all tune in. And, I'm definitely coming. And after I do my thing on April 10th and I put on this magnificent punishing performance on April 10th and get this knockout, just know I'm coming. And I'm coming for all those belts and those top contenders.
So that's your prediction for April 10th knockout?
Yeah, most definitely. Punishing performance and then get the knockout.
Hey, Jaron, thank you so much for joining us. Greatly appreciate it. Good luck. We'll see you at Fight Week in Connecticut.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.